Oh my actual god. I can't believe what's happening today. I cannot believe what's happening today. This is actually a really mad way to start the video, but I just actually cannot believe what just happened. So imagine I just filmed this video. This first impressions. Okay, let me just, hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is supposed to be a first impressions and demo using the new Makeup Revolution bronzers. Okay, about 2 hours ago I filmed this whole first impressions and demo using the bronzers. Absolutely hated the look. Went to my Instagram and was bitching and complaining like, oh my god, I hate this look. Come now to review the footage, and the footage had no audio. My mic wasn't connected properly. I was rattled. Wait. Alright, rattled, yeah. Take my makeup off now, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to refilm this thing again. I need to refilm it today because I need to edit it tomorrow, right? Yeah, so come back on here to film the video again. Ask me why I just reviewed the footage and there's no audio. No, ask me how I can film the same video twice in one night and make the same mistake twice. Am I dumb or am I stupid? In conclusion, this has to be a voiceover because I refuse to film it for a third time. I can't believe that's actually just happened. I'm actually so upset, and the whole reason the audio got messed up the second time anyway, I wanted to move the mic away from the camera lens because it makes that clicky noise and it gets annoying. Do a voiceover for the portion of the video where I'm putting it on my face, where I'm doing my makeup, where I'm doing my foundation or my concealer, and I will come back at the end to round everything off and give you guys my opinion on the whole thing at the end. I'm really sorry. This is so unfortunate. I don't know how I could possibly mess up something that's meant to be so simple. And look, my mascara is bleeding as well. And it's annoying because you're not getting my authentic like, oh wow. Hopefully you can get my energy from the video, and then at the end I'll do a little roundup of my thoughts and my views. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Test. Testing 1 2 1 2. Let me just set my brows. I probably mentioned it in the start, but if you guys know the madness, oh my actual god, the devil is a liar. Okay, I can't believe I just filmed a whole damn look with no sound. Well, I can believe it. It's very believable that I would do that, but I just can't believe that I would do that on a first impression. I'm gonna put some clips in of the look, that clip of me doing my brows. I did not have the patience to do my brows again. I'm so sorry. I was not about to sit on here and completely refilm me doing my brows, and there was a perfectly good footage of me doing my brows already. I just prepped my face with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Hydrating Oil. So as I was saying when I filmed this earlier, I really wanted to go, I was trying to make this a whole affordable tutorial. I was like, it just makes so much sense because the bronzers are affordable and they're drugstore. Just make the whole thing affordable, make the whole thing drugstore, sis. What I will say is, one thing the drugstore knows how to do, people are gonna get annoyed. Obviously the drugstore is like an American term. In the UK we literally have Boots or Superdrug. There is no drugstore, but most of you guys that watch my content are outside of the UK anyway, so you guys get the lingo. So I'm just gonna keep saying drugstore. Obviously you know that just means affordable, that just means not high-end, not luxury. One thing the drugstore knows how to do is foundations. Foundation they have down pat, which is surprising because that's something they never used to get right before. Some of my favorite foundations from the drugstore are NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. I use the shade Warm Mahogany. For some reason the pump on this has stopped working, which is really irritating because this is a very good foundation. Revlon Colorstay, if you've been around long enough, you know this is my absolute ride or die. This is one of my favorite drugstore products, and this is my favorite drugstore foundation of all time. It's up there with my favorite foundations of all time, and it's one of my favorite drugstore affordable products. This foundation can do no wrong in my books. Morphe Fluidity Matte, really good, really full coverage. However, like most super full coverage foundations, if you use too much, this is gonna start going grey, and grey's never cute. So with her, you have to use a little bit, build it up, and then see where you get to. But really matte, really full coverage. And then lastly, the EX1's Invisiwear liquid foundations are also another banger. I use between 14 and 15. In Morphe Fluidity, I use for F.20 matte. I actually think it might be a bit too cool tone for me, which is why it pulls grey sometimes, but it seems to be the best match that I've got. And then in Can't Stop Won't Stop, I use Warm Mahogany. Revlon Colorstay, I use Caramel. So let's go ahead and apply Revlon Colorstay. I'm going to be using that on my Morphe M439. Best foundation brush ever. From the brush onto my skin, and it's just so beautiful. Like, oh, lush. Amazing foundation period. Outside of the Drugstore family, this is just an amazing product. Last video, I hadn't filmed in a minute, so obviously I was just gassed because I was putting makeup on my face. I was just excited to be wearing makeup, so my energy naturally was through the roof. Oh, I haven't worn makeup in ages. My skin was flourishing. My skin is not flourishing today, so I'm going to try and give you that kind of energy because you guys really love that. And I'm also in the same position. I've just brought my big camera over here and moved my lights over here. Lush, chef's kiss. Beautiful foundation. Obviously I just washed off all of that makeup, so I feel like my skin's a little bit raw. Ideally I don't like to do back-to-back looks because it's just a lot for my skin. Like you can see where I've washed my makeup off, it kind of aggravated the spot by my nose, so my skin is just not like, sis isn't calm. Also, it's the end of the day. She's not trying to, like, she's clocked out, like her shift is over. She's thinking, I did not sign up for overtime. What on earth is this girl doing? But we have to get it done. We have to get this look done today because I need to film for Instagram tomorrow and the rest of the week. So this needs to be done today so I can edit it and get it up tomorrow, which is today for you guys. It is usually matte, but of course because I use the hydrating oil, it's got more of a healthy finish. But this is the one for oily combo skin, so it dries down a comfortable matte. It's just truly, I'm gonna apply a bit more here because I need a little bit more help in those areas. I'm sorry as well if you can hear that clicking. It's my camera. I should really move this. The clicking noise. Let me move this actually. Anyways, we'll come back to me talking. First, let's start with brows. I'm using my ABH Dip Brow. Married to this, use it all the time. Changed my brow shape today. I was going for something a little bit different. I went for the straighter brow. Obviously, my hairs, they don't cooperate naturally with the straighter brow, so I tried to finesse it a little bit. But I always start with dark brown just to give me that base shape. And I use my, what is this, I use a Smith blush. I will leave it in the description box below. But this is the straight shape I went for, so I'm vibing in between. Before I finesse the tail and the front hairs, I like to do Operation Cleanup. This is my Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer. Love this concealer, have been using it for years. And it does such a good, look at it, it just almost vanishes those hairs. Like, they're not even there. It just said, see ya. Hairs are gone, or I say gone. They're less apparent than before. Do a quick blend out, do a quick operation tidy up on the old face. Guys, my skin was doing so well. And then, I don't know, maybe my skin sensed that I was going to do a skin video and boom, irritated like crazy. So this is the part I take Ebony, which is like the super dark colour. And I just finesse the tail and give myself some hairlight strokes towards the front and boom. That's pretty much the brows done. Now, this is me where I'm talking away like a talking man, like a fool that doesn't know what's going on. But it's okay. Sorry, my chair is making all that noise, not me. So I do my concealer. I use the Uche Essential High Coverage Concealer. As I said, for the most part, I did try to keep this very affordable, but the under eye is just something I cannot compromise on. Ever. It's like the make or break on my face. Basically saying in this clip, because I'm using the Makeup Revolution bronzer, I wanted to use the Conceal and Define concealer because this product really did something for Makeup Revolution as a brand. So I wanted to use that to show you how they complement each other, because I feel many people would have that Conceal and Define concealer. I use the shade C15 to contour. I don't use it under the eyes because it just lacks a little bit of coverage. Like if it had a touch more coverage, it'd be so much nicer under the eyes. Also, it dries so rapidly, and you guys know, look at me just sitting there with the concealer underneath my eyes. If I tried this with the Makeup Revolution concealer, there would be problems. There will be big problems. So I'm just using it to sculpt out my face, and I only contour one side because I want to show you the difference between putting the bronzers over a cream contour and then just putting them straight onto your face. This is actually one advantage of having to film it again, is that I learned from the first time I filmed it. So you'll see the clips, I'll put them in towards the end of the look. The first time round, it's a lot more bronzy, it's a lot more intense, just because it was the first time I was working with the formula. You guys know me, I do up the heavy-handed thing always. It's just years of always having to build up products that aren't really working for my skin, so I've just become accustomed to always building that product up. So that's what I did the first time. This time I took it a little bit easy, and I will show you the difference between putting it straight on and putting it over the contour. So sis, when do I stop talking? Oh, okay, I'm gonna blend out my under eye first. I'm trying to remember what order I did this in. So I blend out my under eye real quick. I decided to use a sponge today instead of using a brush, just because, I don't know, I just felt like it. Another thing I will say, guys, is honestly, like, this makeup by the end looks like the second go in a row. Like, my skin really does look very raw, very irritated, so I'm very sorry about that. And also, like, the natural lighting had gone. Everything just looks a little bit harsher. I feel like I'm making a lot of excuses. I'm really sorry. But yeah, girl, how long am I blending out this under eye for? Like, damn. Okay, a cheeky dance. Okay, do your thing. I'm gonna have to edit a lot of this out later. So after I blend out, so you can hear my mouse clicking, after I blend out my under eye, I use my little Smashbox concealer buffer to do the smaller areas, just because I need to, you know, need a bit more control. So I go back into the brush, and then real quick before we move on to the bronzer, because I know that's what you guys are all here for. You guys do not care about my ramblings, I know. I'm just gonna set my under eye real quick. So I use my damp beauty blender. I got a question about this actually. Let me just cover it real quick. Someone basically said, why is it when they use their beauty blender wet, it makes the makeup look worse? And I essentially, when I say damp, I mean I wet the sponge and then I'll wrap it in a tissue just to wring out the excess water, so the sponge is damp and not wet. Also, I do not use the same side to blend out the concealer as I do to apply the powder, so it's slightly shifted. So don't use the same edge to blend out your concealer and also to apply the powder. It's not good to contaminate the two products. So just slightly rotate the sponge and you should get a nice flawless under eye. Man, I'm really watching this over, just all this is telling me is that I talk too much, but I've been new, but I really talk too much. Anyways, this is the skin. This is the skin before the bronzer. Skin is looking, oh, look at my little dance. Okay, right, these are the bronzers. Praise be. So these are the 4 bronzers. I got the 4 darkest shades. The first one is medium dark, we've got dark, we've got deep, and then we've got deep dark. I will leave the shades in the description bar below. I'll also link where I got them. When I checked, they were still not available on Ulta. I was just comparing them to each other there, so you can see. But I talk a lot more about this at the end, so don't worry, I will go back over this part at the end when I'm doing my closing thoughts. So I learned from the first time. I went in lighter handed this time, and even there I made an error, and look how easily it just blends out. It's so pretty. I'm just gonna let you watch me apply it. I'm getting so excited, like, look at me. Absolutely beautiful, that's what I'm saying, and it just blends up really, really seamlessly. That pan is huge as well. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm obviously very passionate about what I'm saying right now. So this is the other side. This is the side with no cream base. So this is straight onto the skin. On first application, right here, I think I preferred the side with the cream product underneath. And the last time I did it, so the look just before this, I put cream on both sides and I really loved it. But honestly, now I'm not sure. I think I love it even on its own, because I used the Anastasia oil underneath. The hydration from that came through anyway. So although it's a matte bronzer, it wasn't like dead matte. Like, you know, when it's just like a flat matte. It wasn't like that at all. God, my words just then. Lord of mercy. It wasn't like a dead matte. The hydrating oil really gave it like a nice healthy look, which you guys know I love that. I also use it to chisel out my nose. So I love a multi-use product. I use it to chisel out my cheekbones, bring out the bridge on my nose because that area on my face is flat. And then I take my Fenty Water Dew just to marry. Obviously got a combination of powders and liquids, something to really marry all those different textures on the face together. This is one of my favorites. I also really love the Scandinavia makeup finishing sprays and the Urban Decay finishing sprays as well. So I use that product boom onto the eye, the Morphe M535. I just wanted to do something really simple and something easy, but that still gave definition to the eye and made good use of the bronzer. I love it. It's like a monochromatic look. Lashes I will leave linked down below. I'm sure I used them in my last video. If I didn't use them in my last, no, these are the pair that I used in my last video, so I'll link them down below. There's also a code so you get a bit of a hefty discount because I know they are quite pricey. I wanted to do a blush because I was feeling extra. I was feeling frisky. Finishing off with this lip combo. I will leave it in the description. I'm trying to whistle past all this bit so we can get to the part where I'm really like talking about my feelings on the bronzer. I kept this part in because I really like this lip, and it's an affordable drugstore lip, which is just like tick tick. So I use Colourpop BFF3 and Colourpop BFF4. If you have MAC Cork and Chestnut, they work as well. In this climate, Colourpop maybe is a bit more relevant than MAC. People are more likely to do like a big Colourpop shop than they are to do like a big MAC shop. So while you're making your Colourpop order, you can just add these two liners. They're super affordable, very good quality, and they look lush. And I just follow in the middle with London Soft Matte Lip Cream from NYX, which is also another banger. Absolutely love this. Oh, I'm just saying the lip combo chef's kiss. This lip gloss right here is the Chill lip gloss from Morphe. It's so nice. Oof. It's like a peachy pink gloss. This was on offer actually the other week. It was 50% off. It was down to £5. It's now gone back up to a tenner, which is so annoying, but I think they'll probably bring it down again at some point. I want to show you the difference between the two sides. So again, this is the side with the bronzer and the contour, and this is the side just on its own. I will go over this again at the end. Oh, let me show you the clip. So I'm going to show you the clip now of this is the look before. There's a lot more bronze to it. I did go a little bit heavy-handed, but it still looks pretty. I still really like it. Also, I used more of the bronzer on the eyes, and I used it on the lower lash. The second time round, I didn't use it on the lower lash, but I did use it on the top, just not as much. So there's slight differences, but beautiful both ways. This isn't even like should I get it, should I not, thinking. You're gonna think yourself till it's sold out. The only thing really I don't like about this bronzer is the packaging. The packaging is quite cheap, but outside of the packaging, I have nothing negative to say about it. The formula, holy, this formula is so lush, blendable, it's pigmented, it's so buttery. It literally, oh, this, let me put it next to some favorites. This is Hula Toasted, which I use all the time. You guys already know that's like my spin. It's a little bit warmer than Hula Toasted. I need to use this again just to make sure. Slightly edges it just because it's cheaper, and this is the darkest in this collection. There is two more. The girlies are coming through on this Makeup Revolution bronzer. Now they brought their whole squad. They said, everyone come through. I'm not even using the darkest shade, which for me is just like almost unheard of. Almost, I said almost unheard of. Another firm favorite, ABH bronzer. Straight up the bat, I'm gonna tell you right now, I prefer it to the ABH bronzer. So if you use the ABH bronzer, for me, the formula is better just because of that depth. And also for that reason, oh my God, the Fenty Mafia are gonna crucify me for this. This, for me, is better than Sun Stalker bronzer. So we're talking just powder bronzers here. We're not talking about the creams or the liquids. In the powder bronzer category, for me, this buries Fenty Sunstalker bronzer. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna put Hula Toasted just because I use it a lot, and then I would put Makeup Revolution, and then I would put Anastasia, and then I would put Fenty. So this is a real big boy contender on the market. You remember the hysteria that came with when this came out? Everyone and their mum was like trying to get their hands on this. This is gonna have the same hysteria, if not more. We've got you, and we've also got your mates, and we've got your squad covered. And for me, that's like, nah, they did the damn thing. I want to see Nima Tang review it because I would love to see the way it comes up on her skin tone. For the price, you're not getting anything like this on the market for the price. I'm so sorry. That is period. Something else I also really, oh, it's really hard to do this because I can't remember what I've said and what I've not said. Something else I also really love is the variations between cool and warm. Dark is more of a warmer undertone in comparison to medium dark, which is more of a cooler undertone. So do you see what I mean? And another thing, sorry, they smell like pineapples. They smell like pineapples, which I just love. Like, that is just the cherry on top. Oh, they smell so good. Anyway, dark is like warm, medium dark is more cool tone. So if you had more of a cool tone undertone, then you could opt for that. If you had more of a warm undertone, or you prefer more of a warm bronzer, you could opt for this. If you prefer your bronzer to be more shadowy and contoury, then obviously you can go for the medium dark. Deep dark to me gives more of like a cool tone, and then deep to me gives more of a warm vibe. Use the bronzer on my eyes just because when I go away, I like to use bronzers as eyeshadows just because I'm not trying to do a cut crease. I'm not trying to do blend, 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 swoop, swoop. The makeup on, get my enjoyment on, get it on and popping. I do not care about doing a cut crease on holiday. So this is why I love bronzers as multi-use products as well. Yeah, okay guys, I'm gonna end it there. Let me know if you like this setup because it's slightly different from my last video, but I brought my DSLR back because it's better quality. So let me know what you guys think. Sorry, I'm all hyped now and I've got nothing to say. Let me know what you want to see next. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.